Hi everyone. Second take of 1 hour video. It's c'est la vie, c'est comme ça. Sometimes you think things are going okay, and the computer says to you that the video is not available. There's a technical problem, so you have to start right from the start, and it's 2 times now. Okay, just for the presentation for the 2 times. So I hope this time it's recording. So bonjour once again. New video in English of English whiskey. Oh, interesting. Why now? Because I had to wait for some of the whiskies to open up properly, and also it was perfect time to match with the not online whiskey, Scotch Whisky Awards, but they're inspired by them, but the English Whisky Awards. Something that was really held up strongly by 2 people, Jeff Jeffrey from Jeff Whisky Channel, and Vin from No Nonsense Whiskey. That you can see a coin there. So these people are in the initiative of promoting English whiskey, right? And like I said in the previous take, English whiskey, like French whiskey, Japanese whiskey, Irish whiskey, is booming, is in a boom situation currently, and we can count around 55 plus distilleries in England now doing whiskey, different kinds of whiskey, mind you, not only single malts. Some do rye, like I discovered recently. In my collection, and I will put a link below to a fantastic thing that Cooper King Distillery did, which is providing us each year an update on the English Whisky Distilleries map, on the map. So you will find that below. I cannot show you now because I don't do editing unless I'm live, where I can put up things on PDF. Right, so gotta start again. It's crazy, 3 times the presentation. Anyway, c'est la vie et c'est la technique. It is a technique. What is reassuring me is that even in very established gigantic channels, even non-whiskey wise, million viewer stuff, they still have tech issues. So sometimes it did reassure me. Anyway, but we can do better than that, I know. What else? So it's Spirit of Yorkshire Distillery, located in England. You can see in that special release, which is different. Part of on the map is a coastal distillery, hence the gannet. I will show you again on the bottles. So. Yeah, I'm not going to go far in explaining the map. It's in Yorkshire and Humber. I'm looking at the map now from the website I will send you. So it's in the same area where you can find Cooper King Distillery, who does the map, Eller's Farm Distillery, Elsham Wold Distillery, Whitaker's Distillery, Yorkshire Dales Distillery. So many new distilleries. In France we can find only 5 or 6 brands so far of English whiskey. First being Bingber, Cotswolds, English whiskey, sorry, the first one historically. English Whisky Distillery, then not all the time. Bimber, very hyped and very expensive bottlings most of the time. Cotswolds, which I have 2 bottles already reviewed. Hope to have more, and we recently had the new name of the Oxford Artisan Distillery, as I understand it, Fielden whiskey there. I tried 3 expressions Whisky Life Paris. Check out my Whisky Life Paris report with timestamps. Lovely, great whiskey, very interesting. So future is bright for English whiskey. Also, second thing I have to mention, I have to thank Toby Field from Whiskey Shared for being my Patreon on the Buy Me a Coffee platform. He is in also, please support him as well. I forgot to mention and thank him all the time because it's the only supporter for now. So it's symbolic. It's very important for me and also very kind of him. So I really thank him, but I wish I had others. So for people who know, who can, who want, nobody's obliged of anything, they can give occasional a bit of help with to help me get more recent bottles. Have 2 old bottles often I cannot review all the time because people won't find them. Buy new material, get tickets to shows, etc. to give you feedback. Anyway, and also monthly subscription for those who can. It's on the description, so I don't want to go further. Last but not least, I have a partnership, which is a very basic one but very useful. Previously I often used this glass. I will still use it sometimes, but for refined stuff I will use now from now on this glass. I bought the first 2 ones 2 years in a row in the show here, France Quintessence. I liked so much these, I found them so practical, that I discussed with the guys at the show on the glassware stands. Sorry, glassware stand. And we said, why not do a kind of basic partnership? I'm gonna give you, they're gonna give me a few more glasses to do horizontals and vertical tasting, as we say here, by age, progressing by age, or by different style of maturation, etc. Same distillery or others, etc. and themes. So I'll be able to use the same great glass for all, a crystal glass, nicely shaped. So this glass is a Spiegelau, this is a name, and it's distributed here, by the Agence Générale Française des Marques, Ravinet d'Arc, which invited me to see their showroom, and they give me a few extra different kinds of glasses. So I'm going to do a video soon, a second round of glassware video with less glasses than last time, but this one and others in comparison. So stay tuned, and if you're interested, there are links to their glasses that you can find in other countries than France as well. Right, I think it's over, and I'm gonna get now to the distillery presentation. You can see FILEY Bay is the bay where the whiskey is located, the distillery and the whiskey is produced, but the brand is Spirit of Yorkshire. Have to start again, it's crazy. This tree was founded in 2016 by 2 friends, Tom Meller and David Thompson, that you can see here. Thank you. If I can find. So yeah, it's a field to bottle, as they say, distillery. So Tom is a brewer, agriculture and brewer for a long time, 4 generations, growing the crop there, the barley, and he's a friend with David, which is the managing director, David Thompson, at that time. Did I show you this? Yeah, probably in the first round. Coastal Distillery, and yeah, they founded the distillery in 2016. First release was in 2019 of the core range Flagship, named Flagship. So it's a craft distillery, obviously, located in 2 different places. In a place called, one is in Tom's Farm, which has also the houses the Walltop Brewery, as Malt Whisky Awards says it. But I have also extra infos from David directly. But there are 2 separate locations in Tom's Farms. So they have the brewery, so obviously the mash tun and the washbacks are there to produce beer. Again, beer is different than whiskey, mainly because they don't add they add hop to the beer. They don't add hop, donc le houblon in French, to produce whiskey. And the wash still and spirit still are 2.5 miles down the road in Human Bay. So when you do this tour, there's 2 tours, if I understood well. I'm going to explain to you there's a very special distilling process they have, but all the barley comes from the farm. The distillery also produces small volumes made from rye, but I haven't tried any, which is not available here. What else? Yeah, recent expressions, limited expression include FILEY BAY Porter cask in April 24, but I haven't tried it. Porter cask from the sister World Top Brewery Company. And the Yorkshire Day 2024, we're going to try the 2023 today, is bottled also at 55% ABV, but is a combination of Rioja, Sherry, Madeira and New Oak. So something completely different than the one I'm going to try. Right, enough of this. What else can I say? Lots of things. 100% homegrown barley, did I say it? Aside from distillation process, I have to mention for you thing I didn't know. It's the fact that they use 2 different yeast strains. They use fermentis, which is a wine champagne yeast that Loch Lomond uses as well. Still haven't tried any of those anyway, but I got samples from the Aquavite 12 and 14, thanks to Luna Aaron, to try, so we'll have an idea of it soon. And they use a marrying yeast as well, so they combine the 2. Everything is done on site, growing, milling, etc. And the fermentation time is most of the time 74 hours, but it can go more, as I read somewhere. Sorry, production capacity, I don't have the current one, I'm sorry, couldn't get it on time for the video. But it should be over 18,000 euros, which was the number I had from 2021 before I met the distillery. So probably over 100,000 and more, which is for now the Scottish equivalent Nickneen and Eden Meal capacity of production. If the number of 4,100, which was the gold, which I think Malt Review did mention, that could be capacity of production, it will be the same as Glasgow Distillery, but we're not there and we're not sure, so please take this with big reservations. What else can I say? Yeah, we're gonna go to the stills, and for now we're gonna need to show you the box, which explains that better than me, shows that. This is the box of the Flagship, which is, I love the design. This is designed by a local Yorkshire designer, by the way, which is great. The box is going to change, but still disclose this production process. The box is changing at the time I'm recording. It's the new one you're going to get with... I'll let you discover it. Still showcasing the process. Here you can see in a wink the first parts of the process. I'll let you read that. And then we're gonna go there. Of course, there's also this. Mine, it's too shiny. So different cask. But what we want to focus about this distillery here, which is very important, is this part. I don't like when they give the notes on the box, but anyways, I'm not. I mean, it's not wrong as well. So you can see there the two, the wash still and the pot still, and what's in the middle? It's the famous 4-plate column. See. So what do they do, which is different from other distilleries? They distill 2 times, but they can a bit more. I don't know the numbers. It's not Springbank or Mortlach, we don't know, or Ben Rinnes, we don't know exactly. But what I know is that so there is a summer distillation made in pot still and winter distillation made in this, using this column still. So the 2 new makes are separated. The aging is separated and then added mixed together in different proportion according to what they want, and I will tell you the ones for the Flagship in a second. So what do they do? The 6 months they do produce. There's only one lever needed to switch this on or off the column still, which is acting like it's a rectifying column. It's acting, as David said to me, like a purifier. So when they switch it on, they had lighter, fruitier notes, and when they switch it off, it's oilier and more traditional distillery whiskey making. So it's very interesting that they have this capacity to change things according to what they want. So you will see how subtle the result is when I will taste it. Cask wise, it's there. Cask wise, they do different. They use first fill bourbon for the Flagship, but they also do different sherry casks. They use different sherry casks according to what they want. The one we're gonna try to do is try today is made with Fino, but they also can use Oloroso and Moscatel, even if some say it's not sherry. But also Jim Swan went there, so Jim Swan also helped them use the system of the still, but also provided them the technique or the specs to use STR casks to showcase their distillate. They also use port cask, Madeira cask, as we're going to see today, and also there's an IPA version, Finnish version, using the IPA from their own brewery, sister brewery, and the porter release as well. There's a limited, alas didn't came to France, porter cask release that's also from their brewery. I think I've said it all now. Tough one. About the how limited are the releases, I will come to it when I will show you each whiskey. But we're starting with this one. My God. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm shocked because it's more than 2 hours I started this. Don't know when I will do my lunch, but it's not big pours, so it's okay. Flagship. In one of the shows they gave me this beautiful thing, so before I start with this, yeah, they do this STR finish with a different color on the label. Here are some specs, and they do also, so this almost 8 bottles in the core range, including limited releases but yearly, and the Moscatel is there also with some specs. If you want, I don't have for each expression, fortunately. I have one I will show you later on, because we're gonna try it. So the Flagship is the core range, if I may say. Flagship. So first fill bourbon cask, usually 6 to 12,000 bottles. I have the 2022 January of 2022 bottle batch. I mean, the batch are not numbered for the Flagship. They are numbered for the all other bit more limited releases, which are the finishes are around 6,000 bottles each year. Bear in mind, it's a craft boutique, almost boutique distillery, so it's not a big one. But still, they managed to bring a core range, even in France, and it's fantastic. How many different things, peated, unpeated, fruity, sherried, and sherried, you can try. I mean, with Cotswolds and Stoning, it's and also French now Artesia, Tos Distillery, Artesia brand, malt brand. They are among the best core range, in my opinion, you can find, and the big quality there. If I could I would buy everything from there, Cotswolds, Artesia, etc. But I think it's already great that I can have 4 different expressions from an English distillery, which I didn't know about 2-3 years ago. Anyway, too long. What else can I say about this one? 16 casks, exclusive info from David. 16 casks were used for this one, for this year's release. My release is probably around 5 years old, but the last year's one was 6.5, and this one is 5 to 8 years old, so it's different. I will give you feedback about this one. Price is around 62 euros here, bit less in UK, I know, for each. I'm gonna tell you the price. Beautiful thing, except you can see the gannet here, so it shows it's coastal and the waves, so it's the sea shore. Gannet in French is fou de bassin. Voilà, c'est l'oiseau qui est sur au-dessus de la plage, au-dessus de l'eau in French, and it's, what is it? Natural color and chill filtered. 46% ABV, right? And the gannets are there. It's kind of there's also some similarities sometimes with a famous distillery with some birds, but I will get to that later on. I think if you wonder about the house style, but it's somehow more subtle, I would say, because it's lighter also, but it's yet expressive. Flagship, let's go on the nose now, and like I showed in the first round, first take, legs are sticking less now because it's been coated, etc. But yeah, still, I don't know if you can see the sticking legs on the nose. Vanilla from the bourbon cask, obviously, some citrus fruit, some light caramel, sweet spices, slightly herbal side enhanced by the water, you will see. Beautiful. Some light caramel as well. The good thing is I have done an update of the rating, so I don't have to search for them again because of the first take. So yeah, it's kind of malted barley forward, slightly herbal, a bit wild herbs and flowers, on a bed of vanilla and sugar glazed, and glazed sugar, sorry. So almost the desserty side of it, breakfasty desserty side of it, on the palate. Yeah, there's a slight similarity with the Artesia Classic that I like a lot. There's more vanilla there. It's more first fill bourbon driven than the latest batch of Artesia, but it's not far from the old batch I have. So lovely, very rounded, yet some character, some nice lemon, almost meringue, but it's light, it's very balanced. Elegance and balance for me is the trademark for all what FILEY BAY does so far for me. And what else can I say? Yeah, hint of Angelica, hint of apples, crème pâtissière, it's a bit of custard cream, also a hint of ginger, I wrote, dried herbs, grey and white pepper, slight astringency. Yeah, the weather today, I have an issue with the heater anyway. It's 17-18 degrees there, normally I have over 20. So today the tasting are coming across more harmonious and less aggressive than sometimes. But if you have more heat in your house, it will come across as a bit more herbal. Slightly drying on the finish, but not so much. If I want to compare the profile with a Scottish distillery, I would say the older Bladnochs, when they are mainly bourbon cask and not over using covering the distillery style by casking. There's good Bladnoch now, but it's a summary. Inchgower Flora and Fauna, Glen Grant the 10. There's something of this in there if you want comparisons, but it ends there. It's different, it's younger, but doesn't comes across as new makey or young, which is great. We'll add some water there. Yeah, more vanilla. I love this. Lightly estery, almost banana now. This citrus, vanilla, sweet spices, herbal, floral, and the fact is very well melted together. There's nothing really dominating there. Yeah, hint of Angelica, which gives a lot of charm, like in some old Glenmorangie 10s of the late 90s, early 2000. Here's the back label, gives you some notes. Yeah, so I agree with those. Yeah, so you have the Gannet again. And you have also a French distributor, I don't know, so it's rather for information. It's not the French distributor, it's Maison du Gars. So, and yeah, packaging is made by a local Yorkshire guy, so it's fantastic. The rating for this is 18.9. It has increased a bit. But I have to say the 2024 batch I tried of it is even better than this, because there's now up to 5 to 8 years old content in there, and it shows a better maturity, more depth. So probably a 90 for less than today's release, with a reservation because I don't have a bottle. There's no batch number for this one. Contrarily to this fantastic stuff, which is our second of 4, and this is numbered. Numbered. You know the total amount of it goes down to 2,000 bottles with this one, and it's batch 3. So you can see it special release, but it's the special releases. The finishes are or maturation, full maturation, are included in the core range, in a way. So we can see them as yearly releases. The recipe changes a bit. This year's is Moscatel and PX, but I haven't tried it. Unfortunately, on the show, like I said, they don't bring all the things, the latest thing they have, because the distributor wants to use the stock they have. So it's a pity, but this way I could try the Flagship 2024, but all the other releases were not from 2024. So we are now on the new batches, the 5, I think now, the 5th one. Anyway, this one is very interesting because it's a Fino sherry, so it's not Oloroso sherry or PX, and these are made of 5 casks of 6 years old, I've been told, 2,000 bottles only, also non-chill filtered, etc. 46% ABV. Now we're going from 61, 62 to 83 euros. It's almost 10 euros more than in UK, as I understand it. But it's worth every penny, if you every euro, if you ask me. Spoiler. So this one explains that our combination of 2 distillate styles, fully matured in sex. First fill, Fino sherry. I didn't have this info. You see, should read more the back labels. Anyway, another one topped with whiskey shared coin, with a series of blind tastings, mystery monthly. Another sticky legs there, fantastic sticky legs. This is not, I mean, this is amber, slightly orangey hues, but it's not dark sherry, it's not a sherry bomb, but it's a sherry driven, still having the distillate to showcase whiskey. There's nothing overpowering in your face at FILEY Bay, as I understand it so far, and that's interesting. As a consultant blender, even if I'm new professional-wise to this, I really dig the choices they made usually. Wow, the nose is beautiful, even better than before, because I had to pour more on what was there and move the liquid again, so there's more air. The nose is fantastic. Already we have really old style sherry with an oxidative style, which gives a lot of rancho already on the nose, and this sweet and sour thing is and the red fruit really makes it very close to an old cognac or armagnac, and I love that. There's some cinnamon, clove, bit of nutmeg combo in there. This very wintry dram. This is a perfect dram for winter, for your staying on beside the fire pit, the bonfire, whatever. This is really a warm winter dram, warming, comforting winter dram. The nose is even better than the oh my god. I'm afraid I'm gonna still increase the we'll see. Okay, so yeah, like the ripe fruit, what I said, sherry and cherry, donc xérès et cerise in French, cherry maraschino, cherries, red fruits including soupe de fraises, strawberry soup, et de mûr. Mûr is, I think, blackberry. There's some really, the glass really showcases there. There's some nice old-fashioned oak, if I may say, aging, maybe. Yeah, old library also. I know what it is. I work in a library, and I worked in several libraries over the years with old and new. Yeah, old books, bit musty, but still balanced. And let me tell you, very Glenronach 12 old style, the one that had 18 years old in there. So for something that's only 6 years old, kudos to them. Fantastic nose. Let's go to the palate. Cheers. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous, but very balanced, remaining light in a way. Ultra elegant. Bit of dark chocolate now coming in. A hint of raspberry in the strawberry soup now. Lightly acidulous. This is complex whiskey. For 6 years old, it's a very complex whiskey. Different arrays of red fruits, also sweet spices. The nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves is moderated on the palate. Hint of spices. Maybe the room is too cold for that, but for me it's great like it is. It's a bit more spicy, with 2 more degrees in the room, I know. But still really enjoy. I don't like to hit my glass, but it's really enjoyable. Another sip and with water after. Oh, so elegant. The Fino choice there is ace for me. The option of choosing Fino, it's not often used, not enough in my opinion. I remember the old Glenmorangie Fino when I started my journey. Very rare now. I hope they will do more. It keeps on developing. It's an endless developing on the nose. I'm afraid I'm going to increase the rate again. Just a sec. Okay, I'm sorry, not sorry. In my rating, which goes up to 100, it's 91. So it's not a joking whiskey. Just for joke, I mean, it's I love it. It's so elegant, so subtle. So it's not a sherry bomb, but it's the something of a sherry bomb in another way. It's kind of antithesis of Abuna in terms of aggressivity, and not all Abunas, mind you. I have batch 46, fantastic. Still have the 47 to open. Anyway, okay. Now, the third whiskey, don't want to lose too much time. Third whiskey is something I struggle to get, and why the video is delayed up till now, because most of the bottle is from 1 or 2 years ago, because I waited to get this, which I only had thanks to David Thompson by shipping, as normally this special release for the Open Day, Yorkshire Day 2023 in July, normally isn't shipped there. Isn't available in France, of course, and isn't available unless you buy it online or on location. So thanks to David. Of course, this has a cost. It was £90 in UK retailing price, but with the shipping, the post, the taxes here, I got it for 140 euros, which was didn't make me happy, but I'm thankful to David to have bring me this. Why did I bought this? Because it's bourbon matured for 5-6 years, and it's finished in Madeira cask. I love Madeira finishes. For 2 or 3 years, and re-racked in bourbon cask for 3 months to temper the Madeira cask influence, to keep the house style. Now this at the neck pour and the 2 first or 3 first pour, I was not happy with it, because for me the re-racking ruined it. But I did change my mind, and I cannot give you a final score about this, because I think it's still gonna evolve. So I do enjoy it more now. That said, I still have a few reservations. It's good, but you will see. And this is capped by Vince coins, by the way. So it's the rarest of them all. It's one you cannot find. It's probably sold out now. And I can tell you that this year's release is different. Did I tell already? If so, I apologize. This year's Yorkshire Day, for those who are in UK, is a mix of Rioja, Sherry, Madeira and Virgin Oak cask, which worries me a bit, but you never know if it's well made. So this one is only one of 1,500 bottles. I don't know if it's cask strength, but it's 55% ABV. Why it's not the last drum of the set? Because the last one is a pitted one, mind you. Even if it's 46, back to 46. I didn't want to try it before, this one. So light in color again, a bit more dark than the Flagship. Of course less reddish than the sherry cask. On the nose, beautiful coating, slightly buttery, ripe apricot, ripe pear, sweet and sour, typical Madeira finish. But you get also the bourbon influence there, with the vanilla, sweet spices and a bit of oak. Very balanced nose, maybe towards a bit more oak than I would like. but still nice nose. There's a hint of Comis pear. It's the variety of pear. I forgot to write it down. I mean, things are so much developing. The sherry cask, I'm sure the sherry cask blind mixed with Armagnacs and cognacs could be interesting to trick people, because yeah. So on the nose I wrote down apricot, vanilla, and Madeira wine, but it's not winey. And we're going to see how it behaves on the palate. Cheers. Wow. Trademark vanilla, citrus, sweet spices, but the ginger is a bit higher with the ABV. We'll dilute that a bit to see how it goes, but compared to the Flagship, there's more oak than in the Flagship in there. It's what annoys me a bit, but still good. The Madeira influence is tamed, a bit down-tuned. I bit regret it. One of the reasons I talked to Michael Hannu of Loch Lomond, one of the reasons he did discontinue, the main reason he discontinued one of my favorite releases, the Inchmarine Madeira wood cask finish, which I have, last only a bottle and it's discontinued. He thought the Madeira influence was too strong. So in order to tame it, the team of the Spirit Yorkshire also did decide, instead of discontinue it, decide to re-rack it in bourbon. At the beginning, in neck pour, I thought it was a mistake, and I wasn't happy about that. It started to develop better and let the Madeira shine more. I'm not sure we're finished yet with the evolution of this. I'm not sure at all. But I had to review it at some point. So take my notes with the reservation. But on the palate, for me, so it starts to be more charming, yeah, with apricot, barley, vanilla. There's a buttery, ripe, fruity, typical Madeira-ish style, but also some oak, more oak. I would say the attack and the mid palate is showcasing the Madeira, but not the finish. Less the finish. The finish comes back to oak and spice. But it's moderated. For 55%, it's not aggressive at all. But I'm gonna put it to lower strength to see what's going on. And we're gonna finish after that with a pitted finish version, which I like a lot. But it's completely different than the others, if I may say. On the palate with water, it gets more interesting. I mean, it helps the Madeira note shine through. This one, let me tell you, is very, very hard to score. One of the most difficult whiskies to score I had recently. Very, very difficult to score, to be honest. So this one I will give it an 88.5, which is not bad. I mean, everything over 86, 87 is 81 is good. 81 is good, but not very interesting. 87 starts to be great, and all these are. And of course 90 and more, it becomes excellent, etc. I go up to 100 out of 100. I go sometimes too hard on the notes, but lots of things I had on the website currently under refurbishment has to be revised. Not wise, they're too high, especially some core range all distilleries that are overrated, I reckon, now. And I still have some bottles, so I can see evolution is not fantastic. But still, I'm happy that sometimes, even as a 4 or 5 months of difference with Serge Whiskey Fun, sometimes we'll line exactly the same or almost. So I don't know, it's so personal anyway. So yeah, lovely whiskey, but to be monitored, to be opening up more. So it's a bit soon maybe for the review, but still great whiskey. I don't regret it. It was such an opportunity for the geeks of Madeira out there. There was a version that a store pick I couldn't get. Maybe it's not too late. It's for the Switzerland site or retailer, Whiskey Bibliothèque. They had a single cask Madeira cask strength that I wanted to buy, but I couldn't. If you got the bottle, please contact me to send me a sample, or if you like. I really would like. I will review it and quote you. I promise. Anyway, let's go to the last of the day, peated finish version, which is part of the cask core range. It's batch 2. We didn't have at the latest show the latest batch because I mean the distributor doesn't seem to want us to have the latest batches. Not cool. The box is different. Did I show you for the difference between the two? It's still gonna change. Core range and extended to limited releases range, and special releases. And like I said, it's gonna change today. I mean yesterday, if you watch this. Peated finish. And let me give you some exclusive info once again. Yeah, I know it's long, but you get what you cannot get elsewhere often. Not always, but first build bourbon for 4 to 6 years, and then 8 months finish in Kilchoman. Yeah, Islay cask. Islay malt cask, single malt cask. For 8 to 10 months is what I did get. 82 euros, so back to the limited releases, around 6,000 bottles, if I'm not mistaken. There's not a number in it. I would like them to disclose the number, please. So, but at least we can know it's batch 2. It's darker, still it's bourbon, but it's a bit darker. Let me check. Darker than the, yeah, a bit darker than the Flagship. Not so much. Again, sticky legs, no need to say. Kind of color, it's yellow, it's a bit gold, light amber hues, but it's with this one I see it's a bit too cold out there for maybe. This first video was a bit different. Yeah, so lovely. Very balanced, mind you, very balanced profile. There's still the bourbon going on, but then there's the slightly medicinal, bit of creosote, coal tar, and peat smoke, grassy peat in there. Bit ashy though, and I see a note that I really like that I'm spoiling for now. I'm not spoiling it, but I will keep it for the palate. But I really like this note. Let me put this out. Okay. Oh. Yeah, the video might be forbidden someday because of too much pleasure during the video, and it's alcohol. So French regulations don't like that. We don't know. Anyway, it's a rather simple profile compared to the others, especially the sherry cask release, which is the most complex of the four. But it's very, I cannot say the word. It's very appealing, and it's very enjoyable for peat lovers, because it has a lot of Kilchoman influence on top of the Bourbon-y style of FILEY Bay. And what I really dig there, and drives me crazy almost, is the way that the peat smoke notes are intertwined with a kind of coffee / mocha, bit chocolated, smoky coffee note, and this drives me crazy all the time. I really love this note. Then of course you have there's something that coffee chocolate smoked that I mean, it's crazy also for Christmas, right? I really love this note. It's a profile that's less complex than all the others, to be honest, but there's something like Demerara sugar, kind of coffee, almost going towards Irish coffee, but not still there. The sweet spices, then some baked pears, poires in French, des poires au four, baked in the oven, maybe with some tricky Calvados put in there, up there, topped on there, and poured on there. I mean, and there's something slightly spicy, but it still remains sweet. There's some croissant, if you know this French pastry, croissant aux amandes, almond-based croissant, filled croissant. There's some custard, English custard, crème anglaise. I don't know, there's something very addictive to this, which I shouldn't say the word, because moderation, it's alcohol, blah blah blah. Let me put a few drops, and with my previous recording experience, it's not gonna go less appealing, let me tell you. Sorry, more of the same, even more sexy, because of the Kilchoman influence, let's say it. I love Kilchoman. Anyway, I don't want to be too long. The least complex of the four, but one of the most satisfying. And I'm gonna try something after. I'm not sure I'm gonna do it on cam because it's too long video, but I'm gonna try to mix the four. Why not, at the point I'm in. Rating wise, it's gonna get only an 88.5 rating. Why? 88.5 is great, it's almost 89. Not 90 or 92. Why? Because it lacks some complexity. To be totally objective, if anyone can be, we can't, as you know, but it lacks some complexity and depth that we would like to have more. As often for Islay cask finishes versus full maturation in Islay cask. But I find it really fine, really nice, and very easy drinking. It's very dangerous, be careful. Like something I should get next month, spoiler from the Morrison tasting in Paris, which was a blast, the Williamson 9 years of 2023, which is not for once a teaspoon Lefroy. This is fantastic. This is more beautiful than this, of course. It's different. It's full maturation, but this is great. If you like peat, if you like a light style single malt that's still very nice, this is for you. Anyway, enough of this. I'm not paid by anyone there. But yeah, I really enjoyed those four. I wish I could get me more FILEY Bays in the future. I probably would. But for now, I hope you enjoyed it. See the links: English Whisky Awards, English Distilleries maps, the glass, etc. And if you want to help me, everything is on the description. Thank you very much. See you soon with something different. Bye bye.